Hi everybody, and welcome to my channel. I am Yasmin Soraya, and this is The Path of the Feminine. This is a series in which we talk about feminine spirituality, feminine embodiment and empowerment, and the feminine way of living. Today's episode is a bit different than what you're usually used to. Today's episode wasn't planned as an episode as part of the Path of the Feminine. It was a result of a process I went through and that I decided to share in a Facebook Live. And this is the episode you're going to receive today because it ended up being such an important piece of the puzzle in this path of feminine spirituality we're undergoing. So I've decided to put this Facebook Live as an episode today. And I just wanted you to know that it is a very raw and real life. It was very much like right away coming out of the process I was sharing this, so it's very still showing emotion and showing the effects of this realization and the effects of that shift. And I was very moved by this big breakthrough that I had, and I wanted to share that energy with you, and I wanted to let you feel what it really means to be truly connected to the goddess, because this is what this is all about. This episode is about how we can return to the goddess, and how when we are disconnected from goddess, and I do not mean divinity as whole, I mean goddess, the feminine aspect of divinity. There's God and there's goddess. When we're disconnected from that, how that can tremendously harm us and even take away our love and our desire and joy for life. So, and how we can also find our way back, and what it truly needs to find our way back and reconnect with the goddess. So enjoy this episode. I thank you for being here. This is a really raw and vulnerable episode for me, but I know it's important, so I'm sharing it with you anyway, although it feels quite uncomfortable, but it matters. I know that. So let's just hop right in. I hope you enjoy the episode. If you do, leave me a thumb up, subscribe to never miss any episodes. There's a new episode every week coming out. Also, hit the bell button. Make sure that you get updates every time that something new comes out. And yeah, leave me a comment below on what you think on today's episode. I really love to hear from you. Until then, enjoy the episode. I wish you a beautiful day, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hi, everybody. I was kind of hoping that Facebook would still have filters for going live, but it seems it doesn't. So you're getting complete real and raw truth here. The whole authenticness. No makeup, no tidying up, no filters. Well, maybe it's what's adapted for this video today, because what I want to talk to you about today is exactly that. Real and raw. Unpolished, maybe a bit painful, but very truthful. So I am coming to you here today after having spent a good half of last night crying, after having spent a good part of my evening last night going through the motions, facing something so big that I never dared face before. But what I uncovered beneath the pain, what I discovered through the process, the truth that I found, it's too big not to share it. It's too meaningful and transformational not to speak about it. I know that someone out there needs to hear it. And I hope that someone will hear it and will listen to this video, because it's a big one. So I want to start at the beginning. I want to tell you the whole story. All my life, I have been carrying a pain inside my heart that I didn't understand. It felt so deep and so big, so all-consuming. I did not know how to face or how to heal it. And no matter the work that I did, the healing I did, the inner work I did, the personal development I experienced, no matter how much better I got in many ways, how much better my life got, that pain kept on coming back. And it felt like there was no escape from it. It felt like there was no way out. Like it would always be there. Until last night, when I realized that the truth was, it kept coming back because I never allowed myself to see what it wanted to show me, what it wanted to tell me. And I think it is a pain that many of us experience, that many of us feel deep down, subconsciously. And yesterday I was for the first time really honest with myself. I stopped judging myself. I stopped fearing what it revealed to me. That pain within me, it showed me something that I deemed as bad, as something I am not supposed to feel. It showed me that there was a part of me that didn't want to live this life, that didn't want to be in a physical body, that didn't want to exist. And I had put that part down. I had pushed it aside. I had judged it as, you're not allowed to feel that. You're not allowed to think that. You're not allowed to have that within you. Make it go away. And so I kept stuffing the pain down, suppressing it, pushing it away, and it kept coming back. But yesterday something changed. Yesterday I faced it. And I didn't judge it anymore. And I allowed myself to accept that part of me. The part of me who feels that. Who has felt that for so long. That life feels like a burden, like a curse, like something hard. That was true for me in many ways, in the way I experienced life. And by allowing myself to see that, face that, and feel that, something incredible happened. I went through it, out the other side, and I could see the truth beneath it. The real truth that was never about what I thought it was. This rejection of life, it was never about me not wanting to live. It was always about me wanting to live differently. It was never about the what, it was always about the how. And I want to go deeper into that because I came to realize that this is an original wound we all carry. It is the original wound of separation in our hearts. So I grew up as a child in Austria, in Tyrol, at the border to Italy. And the culture there is very much defined and formed by the patriarchal dogmas of Catholic Christianity. And I am not judging Christianity here as a belief. Everyone believes what they feel to be true, but the Christianity I grew up with and how it had formed the culture I grew up in was very dogmatic, very patriarchal, and very much distorted with the concepts of a sinful God, of a sinful life, of a wrathful God. And something that was deeply installed in that culture was the belief in the original sin, in the original crime committed by humanity, that we are born carrying a sinful, carrying a burden, that we are meant to suffer, to redeem ourselves through life, that we come into this life with the burden of a crime we didn't commit. And in that, life is a curse. Life feels like a burden because you feel like you're born to fix something that you didn't destroy. You feel like you're a tool to make something okay again, to fix something. You don't feel like, excuse me, you don't feel like you are born for you to live as you, to experience a life of joy and beauty and happiness. You feel like you are born to redeem humanity, to carry that sin and somehow redeem yourself, redeem humanity, to pay for a crime you didn't commit. And that's a dogma that's deeply installed in society and culture. At least in the one that I grew up in. And I think many people grew up with that too. And what it does, it severs us. It severs us from our humanity. It severs us from life. And it goes back to the original separation wound, to splitting the divine into good and bad, masculine and feminine, heaven and earth. God and goddess. And the goddess has been deemed as bad, as sinful, as unworthy. It is Eve that eats the apple in the story, right? The goddess has been suppressed, put down, shamed, hidden. And humanity has turned to a masculine god up in the heavens, far away from us, and deemed that as the only divine. It has made our spirituality holy and our humanity shameful. It has split us in two, within and without. It has split divinity, and it has split humanity. And we experience it in many ways, and on many layers. It is a very deep wound we carry. Over the last years, I have healed my relationship to spirituality on a deep level, to God, to the heaven, to the spiritual aspect of life. And I've also dove deep into doing the feminine work, healing my femininity, connecting to the feminine within me, healing my existence in this body, healing through my embodiment. But I have only now reached the deepest level of what that healing really means so far. It has been so deeply installed in us to see the divine as this masculine god, at least within the culture I grew up in. And as much as I had reeled my relationship to God, it always felt like that masculine aspect up in the heavens. But I did not heal my relationship truly to the feminine aspect down here on earth. to the goddess, the Great Mother. I feel like I have a great relationship to God by now, to the Great Father. But what I truly feel I lack, I have lacked so far, and what has been causing that pain within me was my relationship to the Great Mother, Goddess. She represents life, the physical embodiment, earth, matter, material existence, our human life, our physical existence on this earth. Life itself is represented by the Goddess, by the Great Mother. And when we do not have a relationship to her, when we do not have a connection to her, that's when we feel that wound of separation in us, hurting and aching. Because the divine was never one or the other. It was never just the Father in the sky or just the Great Mother down on earth. It was always both. Two sides of the same coin. The feminine and the masculine united. This is not about deeming one bad and the other good. This is not about increasing the split. This is about bringing wholeness. This is what leads us home. Wholeness, reconnecting heaven and earth, feminine and masculine, the Divine Father and the Divine Mother. They're two sides of a whole. And it is that will heal that split that we feel within us, that original wound of separation, that ache in our hearts that never seemed to fade. Because that's what it is needed. And I know for me, the path now, sorry for my spelling, English is not my native tongue. The path now is to deepen my connection with the Great Mother, to heal that severed umbilical cord that goes deep down into the earth, that goes deep down into this body of mine, into life, into the Great Mother. I've spent so many years healing my relationship to God. Now it's time to heal my relationship to Goddess, not just within me, but also outside of me. And that was the missing piece for me all along. That's what I had to learn through that pain that just didn't want to go away. That what I was missing was the connection to her, bringing her back to divinity, remembering the Great Mother, remembering Goddess, remembering life as sacred and holy, healing the split between divinity and humanity from deep within, but also outside. This is beyond my little human self. And maybe you can feel it. It's also beyond your little human self. This is a collective wound we face. This is a collective ache we feel. So many of us have severed their connection to her and feel lost and empty and hurting because only half of us is here when we do not allow her to move through us, when we reject life itself. How can we be happy? How can we experience life with gratitude and as a gift if we reject the very thing that made us? If we don't have a relationship, a connection to the Goddess, to our human existence as holy and sacred. This is about coming home. And this quest I am on in this life of mine. For such a long time I thought it was about truth. You know, finding truth. And maybe in a way that's still valid, but deeper truth is, and there's that word again. I'm on a quest for wholeness. To remember what it means to be whole. To remember what it means to be everything, all. Maybe I am on that quest because I want it all. I do not know. All I know is that my soul wants to remember what it feels to be whole. That's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. And maybe that is what you are here to do too. I do not know. You know. But for me, this is the way home. And this is the way I will walk, always and forever, no matter how challenging it gets. Because I understand now that home and whole, two different words with the same meaning. This is what coming home means. Becoming whole again. And this is what I'm here to do. And this is the journey I will walk. And this is the journey I invite you to here. To walk beside me if this is your journey too. To lock arms. To walk this path together. Because together we're stronger. We're here for more. I know it deep within my heart. And it's time we find the more. So let's walk. If you can feel it within you too, let's lock arms and walk together on this journey home. Because we can and we will. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to my words, my story. Thank you for seeing me. I love you. I am grateful for you. I'm grateful to walk this path with you. And I will see you again as we walk together this path of coming home, back to becoming whole. Take care, beautiful soul.